Hey guys, Goldenlink 40. Welcome to my very first episode of the journey through the G format. If you may be wondering, what the heck am I talking about? I'm going to leave a link towards the description right about here, or where my finger's going to be pointing at. Yep. So I pretty much got myself the brand new starter deck. So this is going to be my very first day of doing the G format, and pretty much what I'm going to be doing is showing off the deck from day one and seeing how, and you can join with me making some changes for the deck and such. And just to tell you that I am only going to be using the ones that only obey the G format, as in you gotta have to have the nation's flag. The only exception is the Cray Elementals, because, well, they're pretty much for all clans and all nations. So, so you may be wondering, which clan is it going to be joining with me? Well, if you know which clans actually got the strides first, it can either be 1 to 3. Neonectars, they're powerful, but they're not my cup of tea. Royal Paladins, I didn't really build them. Well, I didn't really build a Royal Paladin deck, but it's certainly not going to be that one. So it has to be one more thing. It's the new clan on the block, known as the Chronicle. Yep. So I'm going to have to say this right now. The way that they designed the starter decks is really, really good. So pretty much what they did is that they made it to the point where you just need to buy 2 of them. That's right. Only 2 of these things, and you're pretty much got yourself a very skeletal, a very bare bones yet very operational deck. With pretty much the key things that you need and to start off with and such. So, like I say, starter, gotta cure draw. So yeah, gotta get this started. And the one things I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mention which ones I'm gonna be changing and which ones I'm gonna change into. Well, I think I might pop a card or 2 right up on the video, so that way you can check it out if you want to. But yeah, other than that, let's get this profile started. And I already showed you the starter, gonna gear Chronicle Kid. There's only 2 starters for the Gear Chronicles at the moment. Well, that's been released through the OCG. It's him, and there is a grade 3 searcher for the Gear Chronicles. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with this one because it's only released on English. So yeah. And I don't mind it either. It's a really close competition, to be perfectly honest. So for the grade 3s, obviously, since I bought 2 trial decks to make it a very operational deck for Chrono Jet Dragons, I don't think I'm going to be changing those anytime soon, because they are actually pretty gosh darn beastly. They have a Generation Break 2, which is a 5K. He gains a plus 5K when he attacks the Vanguard, and a Glory effect. Yeah, they put something that powerful in this kind of arsenal. That's very good. Oh yeah, and if your Genius Strides on top of him, you gain a counterbox 1 to put a card. Put a rear guard to the bottom of your opponent's deck. Your opponent's rear guard to the bottom of your opponent's deck. So that's pretty much the reason why I like to do this one too, because, well, I like to have that unique kind of control. That's the reason why I got into Link. That's one of the reasons why I got into Link Joker. That, and I actually was a sucker towards cyber things. And you can see why I got into this one as well. And this one, I put in 4 Steam Knight Ubaratutu. Okay. Ubaratutu. I don't know, like, where did he get these names? If anybody knows about like how they got these names, please comment about it. For the replacements, these things are gonna get replaced in a flash. It'll be either one of two things depending on what kind of budget it is. It is either gonna be Ruined Disposal, Ruined Disposal Dragon with his mate. I'll show that off. Probably the mate as well. I don't know. And either that or Steam Maiden I don't remember her name, but I will post it anywhere on the video and such. But he's definitely gonna go. No, there's no problem on that one. Alright, on to the grade 2s. I have 4 of the Generation 12K attackers. Pretty much pretty good, especially how I'm supposed to go with the Rainbow Trigger lineup. Yes, I do have Rainbow Triggers. 3 Smoke Gears. 3 Smoke Gears because, well, 10K bodies. Can't really go wrong without that. And pretty much the MVP of this deck, 4 Ambers. My opponents hate this card, and I don't blame them. Pretty much what he does is, when he attacks, well, this is like a Generation Break skill. When he attacks, if he gets boosted, he gets a counter blast. You can counter blast once, send a grade 2 or lower rear guard to the bottom of the opponent's deck. So yeah, definitely do want to run for it down. Now, what's going to be changing on this? Probably these two are going to be that one mate. And maybe I probably might replace one Amber with it. Because, although he is really good, but he isn't that good. I don't know. So yeah, just gonna do that. So for the grade 1s, like I say, Bear Skeletons with 8K body, Generation 10K beaters, 4 perfect guards, and yes, these things are included with this trial deck. And two of the Generation Vanguard 10K boosters. So yeah. Now, what's going to be the changes for this deck? Alright. Definitely, I'm going to be replacing these 4 with, I think it was like I don't know what his name is, but, it's, one of those cards that, if you discard it, it gets a +2 grade, and, when you place on a rear guard, you could do, you have to reveal grade 3 in order to search for this card, and blah blah blah. I'll put it right on the video as usual. And I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I think these things might be replaced by that one Luckbird clone. Really depends on how this deck wants to run. More of a card advantage or beat stick. Don't know. And pretty much these things are going to become the G perfect cards when I get a full set of them. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. I'm going to be keeping these 4 because, well, they're 10K beaters. Can't go wrong with that. Alright, and for my trigger lineup, it's self-explanatory, and since I'm running only the G format, it is going to be a Rainbow Trigger lineup. And to be perfectly honest, it's actually a pretty great lineup for the deck, because it gives it a bit of a perfect balance that I do like. What am I going to be replacing for this thing? Well, definitely, I'll be keeping a lot of them for the next set. all except this guy. He is going to be replaced by one of two things. There is another critical trigger that I do want to kind of replace him with. Or, if I want to like be a little bit more abusive with the striding, there is one card, Generation Break 1. If it boosts, I get to flip a face-up G unit, face down, and it goes back to the deck. I'd say that is really great for ones that like counter witches, and yeah, I don't like witches, so that is like an instant +1 for me. So I think I might put that in just to see how it is. Alright, so now for my G units. Well, I already went ahead and got myself 4 Messiahs. And don't worry, I got them like for a pretty cheap price. Right before they went skyrocket up to 20 when the ARG said, "Hey, we're gonna be allowing stride on this one." So yeah, and let's not forget about the Trial Dex Strider, known as Mystery Flare, or as I like to put as a nickname, Mr. Lucksack. No, seriously, he is just that. And since I used Counterblast, he's just there. And he's going to get... And don't worry, he's going to get replaced very, very fast. Because I think the sneak preview includes a Gear Chronicle Strider. So I will replace him with that. I'll post it up right on... I'll put it right on the video as usual. And for the Messiahs, they're definitely going to be staying in. But I don't know about it. Really depends on budget reasons. It's either going to be one or two things if I get them. One is going to be Ragnarok Dragon. Oh my gosh, I actually do love him. He is pretty much like a mini Nobel Vague. Saying, perfect guard me or die due to crit. Or we can go for the whole board wipe with Chronos Command Dragon. Either one of them are pretty good. So, yeah, I did give this a test run for one of the locos. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the top. Tops with this deck. But the reason why is because all of the people in there were actually pretty smart on how to handle with this deck. They pretty much kept themselves at grade 2. And pretty much I couldn't do anything. No, seriously, I could not do anything. It just pretty much was a sight. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you guys want to hear more about it, please comment. And please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Oh yeah, and please spread the word about this. Because I might be able to make a group about this. Well, I'll see you guys later. Bye.